Season 3 of PGA Tour 2K25 is here, and in this season they are highlighting the Magician archetype, which is perfect because we have our Magician to 99 overall, and I think I've made what might be the best archetype in PGA Tour 2K25. I'm talking the setup, the fittings, and all of that. I'm going to show you all of that, plus we're going to do a 1v1 ranked match, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Let's go. What is good, everybody? It's your boy JD back with another PGA Tour 2K25 video, and Season 3 just dropped a few days ago. Now I'm just trying to catch up a little bit, been busy and everything, so just wanted to show you guys Season 3 is focusing on the Magician archetype, and I wanted to just bring back, now that we've got my Magician build to a 99 overall, just going to recap it real quick, and then I want to show you some things I've done with the fittings to make this thing just so good. As you can see, we've got it, like I said, 99 overall. We put 74 power on this thing, which is really nice, and you'll see some of the things we do with the fittings to make this even a more powerful, almost a powerhouse-esque type of a archetype. You can see we've got the 80 contact. Correction, we didn't really do anything there because we wanted an 80 swing path as well. I'll show you again. We're gonna have this thing kind of a hybrid between a powerhouse, a technician, a sculptor, and the Magician. You can see we've got the 80 shaping on here. 75 recovery. We didn't go too crazy on the recovery because this is a Magician archetype. We already kind of have it up there as a default, and honestly, if you're not, the goal is to stay in the fairway and do all that stuff. I understand there's going to be times you need to get out of trouble. So 75 is more than enough though. You can see we've got the 80 rhythm, 76 transition, and then you can see the putting stats down here. Nothing too crazy. I actually did some things with the putter I'm going to show you to improve this putt weight. I don't know if you're like me, I tend to hit the ball a little too strong on my putts, so I made some adjustments here to help out with that. If you guys want to see the skill trees, we do have our 500 points kind of maxed out. You can see that real quick. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I did cover it in the last video, but now that we've got everything kind of maxed out, I'll show you what my skill tree personally is looking like. You can see Season 3, you're going to get the lob, I believe, is going to be the advanced shop type that you're going to get, and you're going to start to unlock as you progress through Season 3. But the real reason I wanted to show you guys this updated build, or archetype, however you'd like to call it, is because what we did in the golf bag. First things first, I did go ahead, because we had the extra VC, I upgraded to the tailor-made QI35 driver, fairway woods, and hybrids. They were on sale in the store. I believe they are right now. You can start them out at this amethyst level. You can see we've kind of got them maxed out, and if you notice real quick, notice we have the 5 power fittings on this driver. By doing that, you can see we have ourselves a 98 power on this. That's why I said it was very powerhouse-esque. 297 on that driver distance. And then when I'm upgrading this thing to diamond, you can see in the upper right-hand corner, we only have one Evo tool right now. When we get a few more of those, we'll start upgrading all of these into that diamond category. Probably won't need all 5 fittings. Honestly, I might even drop this down the way it is and maybe put a contact and a swing path or something like that. But for the purposes of this video, we're going 98 power because we're going to max this thing out. And if you guys did have a powerhouse build and you look, the difference between 98 and 99, you actually don't gain any extra yardage. So 98 is basically max power on a Magician build. Very cool. Like I said, same thing with the fairway woods here. We did add some of the contact and swing path fittings on here. You got 1 power fitting on there to give you a +6 there, so very solid. I still have the same irons. I did upgrade them to amethyst. Kind of same thing I just said with the driver. Once I get a couple more Evo tools, we'll go ahead and evolve this thing, but I'll show you what the irons. We're rocking the Titleist T100 irons right now. You can see what the changes we made. We put 2 contact fittings and 2 swing path fittings, giving us a 91 contact, 91 swing path. If you guys remember on my Technician, we had a 95 swing path, so we're getting in that Technician, realm with this thing, along with the powerhouse. And then I put the +6. I did put 1 shaping on here as well, giving us an 86 shaping. I mean, you could go ahead and change either one of those other ones out if you wanted to. Once we get this thing up to diamond, maybe we'll make an adjustment, put another, swing path or shaping, take a swing path off, put a shaping on. I don't know, we'll probably mess around with it a little bit. But you can see right now, this thing is looking really nice. Same thing with the wedges. We got the wedges to that amethyst level. Same story when we get the Evo tools. We'll go ahead and level those up. Very similar type setup as the irons, with the one difference being instead of putting the extra shaping on. We did put plus 1 fitting onto our recovery, giving us 81 recovery. So we have that 91 contact, 91 swing path. We still have the 80 shaping. You don't do a ton of shaping with your wedges and everything. That's why I decided to put the extra little bit on recovery. So if you are hitting a little rough or around the greens, you just get that little bit extra window to be able to go ahead and knock those shots close. Putter, we're still rocking the same putter, but as you can see, I did put a bunch of fittings on here into that putting weight. And by doing that, you can see we've got a 77 on the putt weight. You know, getting up in that greenskeeper type territory. Like I said, this Magician build, when you use the fittings the right way and you have it set up the right way, is a nice blend of kind of all the archetypes that are available here in PGA Tour 2K25. You know, giving you one of the best possible archetypes possible that you can make. You can see I just upgraded a golf ball too. I think you get this one in the season rewards. Amethyst, Callaway, Chrome Tour X, Triple Track. Nothing too fancy. I don't think golf balls have a huge, at least in my mind, a huge impact on your game and whatnot, but I figured it was a free add-on. We can get it to the Amethyst level, which means as we go ahead and level this thing up, I kind of go between the Flight and Forgiveness pack. You know, let me know down below if you guys think golf balls and the fittings, whatever you want to call them on the golf balls, do they make that much of a difference to you? To me, I don't see huge differences, but that's the setup. That's the upgrade to the golf bag. We're going to go ahead and go over and we're going to play a quick little rank matchmaking. I've only got a couple of ranked matches in so far, so I don't know what we are. I don't even know if I'm ranked yet in this season because it resets each season. But we're going to go ahead and go over there, try to get a quick little matchup, show you how the archetype works in action and everything like that. So let's head over there and check that out. All right, we're over here. We're going to play a little 9-hole ranked matchmaking 1v1 match. As you can see, we've only played a few matches so far since the new season started, so we don't have a ranking just quite yet. If you're unfamiliar, the rankings do reset after each season, so we're going to go ahead, get into one here. You can see we are playing one of my least favorite courses, La Bali. Just doesn't set up well for me, but we're going to go ahead, check it out, see if we can't pull out a W for y'all on what I believe to be the best archetype, especially the way we have this thing set up with all of the fittings and whatnot. The Magician here in PGA Tour 2K25. Let's get into this 1v1 matchup and check it out. Let's go. So hopefully during this match, what I hope to show you guys, you know, show you the power that we get with the driver. You know, let me know down below if you think the 98 power is worth it, or you know, should I back that thing down like I talked about? Just maybe use 3 of the power fittings, put an extra contact and an extra swing path fitting on there so that we're able to control the driver just a little bit more. I still think we're going to get plenty of distance. We're not going to probably lose more than about 4 yards or so. You can see this one's, we're going to back this off. We're going to go down to a 3-wood. We don't really need that extra power, and I prefer to have full shots into the green rather than like the pitch shots and whatnot. So let's see if we can get this thing out to a decent little start here. Pushed it just to the right, which if we would have used the driver, we would have been right where he is, which I almost ended up doing with my 3-wood. As you can see down here, 99%. This is actually being considered a bunker shot, even though it looks like we are in the rough. Tough little green here. We still get to hit an approach shot, which is nice. We've got the 9-mile-an-hour wind behind us, so I'm not going to do anything as far as too big an adjustment. As long as we get this maybe close to the 99, then the 90, we should be all right. You can see we do have a little side hill lie. We're going to play it a little bit out to the right. See if we can get a little rollout on this. This should be pretty good if it rolls out. Alright, not too bad. Could have been a little bit better, but ultimately not too bad. But like I said, what I want to show you guys, the power with the driver. You know, we'll try to move it a little bit left or right. I'll show you when I get a chance here on one of these shots how much of a fade we can actually play with this without having to move, because we have that 80 shaping on there. I'm traditionally one that plays that draw bias, which means we go down left and up right with our swing shot. And you know, having that nice high shaping on there, you can play a nice little fade without that draw, without that bias kind of flipping to the other side. See if we can't lock in here and make a little putt. One down. Big little breaker here. We're gonna play it just out. I think I left it short. Oh, we made it. Nice. Nice. Nice way to start out with a birdie there after that tough shot. But like I said, we'll show you the shaping. You kind of saw there, you know, considering the recovery, 75%, we had the above 90% chance with that second shot as he walks one in himself, makes the birdie. We're off and running, all square through one. But like I said, I feel like personally, I do have the powerhouse build. I have the technician, which at one point I thought was pretty good. You know, I have the sculptor, which I have shown you guys in the past too. I thought was pretty solid. I think they've done a pretty good job with all of these. They all kind of have their unique little setups and you know, qualities to them. And I think you could probably do something similar with those if you want to set them up with the fittings that we have now. You know, getting up into that amethyst and diamond level with some of these. I think you can make, you know, most of these builds pretty solid. You know, all in all, with putting the fittings and everything on there. So you get a little draw. We're going to straighten this thing out. We're not going to play fade because we got that left or right wind kind of helping us out here. We're just going to play this bad boy straight away. Nice little kick, roll down to the flat. 347 on that one. So again, you see the power that we got with that driver, which just really comes in handy, not only on par fives to be able to, you know, get close to be able to try to reach the green in two, but even on the par fours, just in general, you know, being able to play that solid shot, getting a nice distance, hitting a shorter club in, you know, as any golfer would say, they'd much rather have a 9-iron or a pitching wedge in their hand than, you know, hitting a 6 or 7-iron or a 5-iron. So having that extra power definitely helps you out with that. You see, he hits it. That's going to roll out off the back of the green, down the hill. All right, nice little opening for us here. Let's check the lie. We got another side hill lie, which means we're going to straighten this thing out a little bit just to try to control it a little more. We got 6 up the hill, and you can see the green severely runs away. We're going to play this out to the right, or out to the left a little bit. We've got the wind and that side hill kind of working against us here. And of course I do all that and then I pull it. Not the best shot in the world there, JD. Come on now. He left me a wide open chance and I went ahead and I blew it. So, like I said, playing this 1v1 live, recording it for you guys. You guys are going to get the good, bad, the ugly, not just the highlight clips where everything is all the best shots and all the close shots and everything like that. You can see he plays a nice little pitch shot in. Rolls out, so we've got a little bit of a tester for par left. Let's see what we got here. 90-91. I'm actually going to play a, see if we can play a pick out of here. We're going to play this just out to the right. If you guys remember from past videos, a lot of these shots, you have that slight swing bias on those. When it switches and goes the other way, I like to just play those types of shots straight up and down. You know, do you have the ultimate control over them? No, but I feel like I can be much more consistent with my shots by doing so. I'll play this one just a little bit out to the right here. Looks like it's going to swing pretty good at the end. And I left it short. So you'll see the same. One of my favorite shots to hit around the green is the super flop. That one generally has a fade swing bias where it's down right and then up left. Again, I like to play that shot out to the left as he misses his as well. So it looks like we're going to be both even here through 2 holes as long as neither one of us misses the short shot. But I've explained in past videos about that, the super flop and the bias. I just feel much more comfortable, you know, moving down right, up left, or down left, up right, than going the opposite direction. So when it comes to hitting some of those shots, I go straight up and down. Again, just comfort level for me personally. I feel like it's a nice little, I don't want to say trick, but it makes me be more consistent. Go ahead and clean this thing up. So we are all square through 2 in this 1v1 matchup. I like these little ranked 1v1 matchups. Again, it's only 9 holes. You know, they don't take super long time to play, and you generally get people that are in your same wheelhouse as far as, you know, skill level and stuff like that goes. So, you know, if you're just a casual, like I consider myself to be very much a casual at this game, I just like to have fun. I just really enjoy golf. both in real life, and I also like golf video games, going back all the way back to like the Tiger Woods PGA, Live or whatever it was called way back in the day. I don't know if any of you remember a game on PlayStation called Cyber Tiger. That was one of my all-time favorite golf games. It was more of like an animated, arcadey type of a game, where you started out as like a young Tiger Woods and you evolved yourself over time into, I believe, like Cyber Tiger, I think is what it was called. Just a very arcadey, very fun game to play. We'll try to straighten this thing out a little bit here. I did pull it just a touch. Should be alright though. Hold on to the fairway, so we're good. 317 you saw there. Let me know down in the comments, amongst other things I've been asking you for, your favorite archetype, how we set mine up. Take your choice. What is the first golf video game that you remember playing? What got you addicted to playing golf video games? Was it any of the Tiger Woods, live games? How far back do you go? Some of the, was it playing the Golden Tee golf in like in a bar or whatever? What was your go-to golf game? What got you hooked? You see the shot 19 up in the hill. We've got a 7-mile-an-hour wind. We're gonna play slightly towards like maybe the right center, right part of the green if we can hit this thing straight. And for the third shot in a row, I pulled it. Had the pulls all day. A lot of these shots I am missing to the left, which is uncharacteristic. A lot of my misses, when I do miss, it seems to be off to the right. But yeah, let me know. Let me know what was the first golf video game that got you guys really hooked. And how do you think they did in PGA Tour 2K25? Because I think they did a really good job with this. I kind of like what they did with the Evo swing. Takes away that straight up and down swing that they used to have in past 2Ks, where if you're a paddle hitter or something like that, it's almost like a built-in zen if you're playing a game like this and you have that straight up and down swing as opposed to the Evo swing. I like what they really did there with that. As you see, he hits his chip shot way over the green, so we've got ourselves a little opening here to be able to possibly go up one depending on what he does. It seems to be almost an automatic chip in for a lot of people. He just misses, so we got a couple of putts here to make this thing happen. You see it goes to the left and then just sneaks back to the right. We're gonna play this one fairly close to the hole, so hopefully we don't overshoot it by too much. And I'm gonna play it just a touch to the right. Let's see what happens here. Go ahead and zoom in on that boy. All we're trying to do is lag this, but that might go in. Sit. Okay. Really, my point in that one was trying to lag it. I actually ended up still hitting it almost too far. We're going to play right out at the right edge there. Almost left that one short. Like I said, putting those putting fittings on that I did, it seems to have helped balance out things a little bit with putting, but every now and again, I still get a little strong on one. But we are now 1 up through 3. We got 8 down the hill, 5-mile-an-hour wind. I say wind trumps elevation a lot of times, so this is probably going to hang up in the wind just a little bit. I think I'd rather be short than long or off to the side here, so I am going to play this one out just a touch to the left, and then if we miss it, hopefully we miss it short or short right. See if we can't hit this one straight. And I push that one. Riding the struggle bus at the moment, and you are along for the ride with me. Like I said, I think I said this once already, but doing this thing live, you get the good, the bad, the ugly. Not just all the highlights and all the great shots. So, see how he can do out of the bunker. Maybe he'll miss one as well. Oh, he missed it. He missed it probably worse to the left. My goodness. Not good cart golf there. Alright, let's see what our opponent can do. Again, we held a little one-hole advantage here through 3. Our opponent hits one out. That's a pretty nice shot, actually. He's got himself a nice little look for par. I think we're going to go ahead and play a pick here because I want to try to carry this right here. I don't want to have to mess with any of that red. I'm gonna move it out to the right just a touch. We'll do a touch of spin on it. That's a pretty solid little bunker shot for us there. See what our opponent can do here. Come on now. Being another Xbox player seems to be more of a real life. Nice little putt there. Alright, we gotta make this to have this thing. Not too much break in it. It is gonna move just a touch. We're gonna go out to the right edge of the cup. Knock that home, save our par, maintain our 1-hole lead. We are through 4 here in this match play 1v1 matchup. Again, not my favorite course. I always seem to struggle on this course a little bit. So far so good though. Kind of got a natural little fade shot here, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to straighten our shot out a bit. We're going to play it out to the left, see if we can't get one straight here. Much better. We missed it on the bottom side though, which means it's going to squeak out into the bunker. That one I didn't feel like I missed all that badly. As far out as we played it, I'm kind of surprised it ended up that far right. I mean, we were well within that swing box there, the hit box, whatever you'd like to call it. I figure we get something more like that there. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of scrambling on this hole. Don't think we're gonna be able to get home in 2. Tough thing is here we got like an 80 to 90%, and I really don't want to mess with these bunkers too much. So we're going to try to straighten this thing out. We're going to play just a little short of the bunkers there. Just get it back out into the fairway. See if we can't knock one close for birdie, since we're not going to be able to get home in 2. Just play smart. Knock it up into the fairway, give ourselves an opportunity. We're only 115 yards away, so that's a nice little wedge shot in. See what the opponent can do here. Should be able to get home in 2 from here, I would suspect. Oh, maybe he's going to lay up too. Think he can get there with an iron? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We would have had no problem getting there had I knocked that one out. I probably should have went power drive and just took the bunkers out of play. Alright, so he's short too, so he's not putting for eagle. Kind of in a similar situation here. He's got a little pitch shot. I've got a little further shot. A lot of red on this green. Holy cow. 24 up the hill, 7-mile-an-hour breeze behind us. We're going to try to use that breeze and let this thing ride to the hole. You see we've got the slope behind us as well. This is a tough green. We're on a tough little turtleback green here, so we're going to have to be pretty straight on with this one, or we're going to find ourselves missing the green. And again, I pulled it, and we missed the green short. I've got a major case of the pulls. I don't know what it is, but again, we find ourselves into a little bit of trouble here. See what our opponent can do here. If he knocks this close, then we're definitely going to have some work to do, but thankfully we've got the one-shot lead at this point. Very tough shot coming off the green, like I said. Not a lot of flat on the screen to work with, so you got to be pretty precise. We're probably going to play some type of a flop shot, super flop. I don't like playing the chip shots. That's a really nice shot. That might go in. That's well done. Well, that really puts pressure on us. We're going to have to knock this thing in now. I don't know if we can get there with a super flop. And we cannot. So we're going to have to play a normal flop shot. Oh, we're going to have to be spot on with this one. Let's see what we can do. Oh, we missed it. Missed it long and right. Big breaker. About ready to just concede this hole and move on to the next one. Well, we make our putt. Too little, too late, unfortunately. I think he's going to probably go ahead and knock this thing in and square this match up. We're going to make him putt it out. Just because. Should I concede a 1-footer? Yes. But we're gonna make him putt it out just to sweat it anyways. We are all square now, thanks to some sloppy play on that hole on the par 5. We definitely didn't take advantage of that one, so let's see how we can do going forward. Haven't really got to show you guys too much of the shaping ability yet, so maybe we'll get a hole here where we can do that. This looks like potentially one where we can do a little bit of that. Otherwise, I'll just show you real quick with the driver just how much you can move that thing from right to left and from left to right without having to change the swing bias. Having a similar consistent swing, but being able to move the ball both right to left and left to right. So that's kind of what I was getting at when I was saying once you get above that 80 shaping, that you're really able to kind of work the ball both ways without much of a difference in your actual shot type needed. With the irons, like I said, I put the extra shaping ability on there, or fitting, so we've got 86 for the shaping on that one. But you can see here how much we can move this thing. We can hit the big draw. We can take it all the way out here and hit a nice little fade. Draw sets up perfect for this hole. And much better on that shot. Played the draw, played the wind. Nice little shot. We land it past him. 362 on that one. That is more like it. Using that powerful drive, but you can just see there the swing plane or the bias, whatever you want to call it. You can play a nice little fade and not have that thing flip flop on you. So again, if you're one who struggles going back and forth, obviously if you want to hit like a big giant slice or something, you're gonna have to adjust accordingly, or you're gonna have to put more shaping ability on to your player. But 80 shaping plus the fittings on a Magician, I feel like that's really, really nice. So you see he hooks it left, which opens the door up for us a little bit here. 6 up, 8 mile an hour wind. Feel like we're gonna ride the wind a little bit. We're gonna play it. You can see we got the ball just a little below our feet, so we're gonna play this thing just a little left. I know I've had the pulls, but you can also see that the break is gonna run it down. So let's go ahead and see if we can't finally hit one straight here. Much better shot shaping. English easy for me to say. As you can see, a little better result there. Might be able to see if we can get away with a win here. Much better shot shaping for me. I missed the pull there, a little straighter execution. I didn't want to really chance going long, otherwise I would have went one more club up, but we wanted to definitely just use that wind at our back to the advantage. And we didn't want to miss long, especially given our opponent is in the bunker here. So decent little out by him. See who's going to be away here. So I've got a chance to clutch up and go back to the lead. You can see not a lot to this one. Does look like it has a little bit of break at the end, so we're gonna play this just outside the hole here to the left. I don't think it's gonna break that much, is it? Can't get any closer without it going in. The thing just broke really hard right at the edge of the cup, so we played just a touch too much break on that. So see what the opponent does here, if he can knock this in and square up the hole and keep the match itself all square. It's a good solid putt. Go ahead and clean our par up. Again, keeping this match all square, we squandered an opportunity there by missing the putt. So we go to the 7th hole, the par 3. One thing I definitely want to avoid is going into overtime. I feel like my shot's not quite there at the moment. So for those of you who aren't aware, if you are all square through 9, you go to a par 3, kind of a sudden death hole. The tiebreaker being closest to the pin in 1. So if you both make a birdie, both make a par. Whoever is actually closest to the hole in one shot, that's who the victory will go to. So just given the way, like I said, I'm playing right now and everything, I think I kind of want to avoid doing that. We're going to see if we can hit a little fade 2-iron in here, hold it up against the wind, and play just a touch out. Try to avoid going too far, but you can see we've got the fade and we still have that same swing plane, which is what we were after. That's a little better shot. It's still kind of pulled it a touch though. And that's probably going to hit the green and bounce back to the left, or is it going to stay up on the flat? Nope, that's going to ride out to the left as well. Tough green, long hole, and a very difficult green to try to land this thing on, especially with the pin being way up in the front there. You know, trying to hit a 2-iron or a hybrid or something like that doesn't really leave you a lot of room. You can see, looking like just behind the left side of the player there, you can see how much that slopes off the front of the green and off to the side. So really difficult hole. Wouldn't be surprised if this would end up being the tiebreaker hole if we got to that point. Hopefully we can avoid it. You can see he plays one way out to the right. Is that going to roll out as well? He's going to be down by me if not in that bunker. Bunker to bunker. Oof. That's tough. Just shows you the severity of the slope like I was talking about. Very much a turtleback type of a green. For those of you who aren't, turtleback, kind of self-explanatory if you've never heard that term before, but the green's, you know, flat on the top and the middle, but then severely slopes from all sides. As you can see, he hits a decent little shot there. I could probably play a chip shot down here and not have much, but we're gonna go to my go-to shot here. We might be just a touch short, but I feel like I'm gonna have more control over it. See if we can't use it. Stick. There we go. That super flop is one of my favorite shots in the game. When they brought in the long flop as the one of the season, not quest, but different types of shot shapes you could get for the season 2, just allowed me to hit flop shots from even further away, which made that much more fun. He goes ahead and concedes this thing. So we are 1 up through 7. Sitting pretty good right now as we head into the 8th hole, par 4. You can see we've got a little bit of wind here. Short par 4. We're actually going to back off. We're going to hit the 3-wood, try to avoid the bunkers. We've got the 1-shot or 1-hole advantage. Wind should push that one back to the middle of the fairway. Again, we're not trying to mess with any of these bunkers here. Still give ourselves a pretty decent little shot. We're only 126 yards away, so no need to really blast that one down there, you know, get ourselves into potential trouble. Trying to navigate the course a little bit with a lead. Tendency for me is definitely to want to go after it, but for the purposes of this video here, we're going to try to play a little bit smarter, see if we can't come out with a W for y'all. There'd be nothing more embarrassing than to play a little 9-hole ranked match and then, you know, lose at the end for you guys. So he plays a little fade down there. That's going to roll out into the... Ooh, it's going to stick in the rough. 125 yards. You can see we tried to keep that up on the flat. We did miss it a little bit, so we've got the ball above our feet, which means it's naturally going to run to the left. You can see we got the wind going to the left as well. We're going to have to play this thing way out here, and as you can see, there's a lot of red on this green as well, so it's going to be another tough green to navigate. We're going to straighten the shot out a little bit to try to have the most control possible. So we got the wind, we got the everything kind of working against us here. Yeah. Pulled it again. Stay. Alright, we stayed up on the flat. I don't know, chat. I don't know if it's the controller or me or what, but I was just showing you guys how we have that nice solid open window 91 you know, contact area and swing path area, and I'm still just mishitting everything a little bit. So I tend to have days where you're just off that little bit, and it can make a world of difference. That's probably going to be long and run off the back of the green into that bunker. Very much like that last hole. These turtleback greens are very difficult to navigate. If you've ever played one in real life, you know what I'm talking about. Let's see what he can do here. Like I said earlier, we've got right back at his feet. That's a tough shot. Tough shot because you don't have a lot of green to work with. I feel like you almost want to play a pick shot from there. Just for trying to get it up in the air and land it quickly and not have to have that potentially happen to you. So just my opinion there. All we gotta do is leg this thing up close. We're 6 feet up the hill. I'm gonna play it a little short just because I don't want to have to mess too much with Going long. If we're short, we're short. We got a couple of putts to bring this thing home. A little shorter than I anticipated, unfortunately. We got almost the same putt here. Pretty straight looking putt. Let's see, putts his home. We're gonna play this thing just on the left edge. As you can see, we've got just a touch of movement to the right. And we put that thing right in the center. That puts us up 2 through 8, and ladies and gentlemen, that is going to give us a 2-1 victory. Again, for those of you not aware, it means we're up 2 holes with only 1 hole remaining, which means the opponent cannot win, and that ends the match. So we did come out with a W. I was able to show you guys how this archetype works, show you some of the ball movement, left to right, right to left, the power and the driver, and with having that 98 power on here and all of that good stuff. As you can see, very solid all-around build. Appreciate you guys for sticking around. Appreciate you guys for watching the video. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video if you enjoyed this. And I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.